for tomorrow or of tomorrow. What I'm actually talking about is a change in mindset. And it's not only about teachers. As a society and as a group, we need to change the kind of mindset that developed about what teachers ought to be like and what they ought to be doing. You may call them virtual teachers. You've got the Khan Academy, where you have distance learning, but Khan Academy has a Salman Khan there. It's not kind of popped down from above by itself. It has emanated from the thoughts of the human mind, and it is being dispensed by a human being. So what we need to see is what is the change in the role, what is the change in the mindset that the teachers of tomorrow will need to have. There are two things that will never disappear, and that is creativity and passion. This has been a part of education. It has been a part of the approach of the teacher from the time that teaching began. Therefore, there are these 5 words that letters that I've taken from teach, T-E-A-C-H, and see how we can apply it to our own approach and attitude to teaching. First is transform. We are now at an age where we don't know what the next 30 years are going to be like. We have no idea what is the role that technology is going to play, what are the new discoveries that are going to come, what are the challenges that they are going to face. We have no idea. Yet as teachers, we have to prepare our students for that unknown period. So a lot of transformation. So your thinking skills, curiosity, exploration streak. And we have to learn that the times have changed. Textbooks are no longer our masters. Textbooks are now our tools. And a workman or a teacher can use the tools as they think best. So the tool doesn't dictate to you. You dictate to the tool how you use it. And so whatever be the textbook, however boring the lesson may be, as a creative, passionate teacher, you can find ways of teaching it which will make the child explore, will make them curious, and will make them think. So it actually come into the hands of the teacher. But look at how much further their thinking had gone. So that teacher was not a teacher, she was being a facilitator. She was a mentor, and she was the interface between learning and the child. And that's the kind of teaching methodology that we need to adopt. So the next one is empower. So one, you teach the children in a different way than we were doing in the past. Second is, we have to empower kids to deal with this unknown future. So how do you empower them? First and foremost, you have to discuss in the classroom so that they start thinking. Discussion, I have found in my own experience, is the best catalyst to get children to think. Because when they start discussing, there's no right, wrong, you're not marking them, you're not grading them, and everybody has an opinion. And the more opinions that come, the richer becomes the discussion. And discussion makes them think. Because you are not telling them to give a point of view, they have to think and give you a point of view. So when they discuss, then they get a voice. And when they get the voice, you'll find, many of you who are teachers would have noticed this, they want to learn. Once they get a voice, then the motivation comes up in them. And they make informed, you can look at their informed decisions, they learn to prioritize, they develop confidence. And the little child who used to be so quiet in the background, all of a sudden you will now find that he pops up with lots of opinions, and you begin to take notice of him. So you empower children, and what we need to do is to empower them in their ability to learn, that every single child can learn, and they can find their own ways of learning, and that there is nothing wrong about it. See, teaching and teachers are at crossroads now. The internet is out there, there's so much of information, there is social media. How do we teach? How do we approach? What do we do? What about all our past traditions? Like, are you going to throw it out like baby with the bathwater? What is it that we need to keep? And what we need to keep are two things that are very strong foundation of Indian learning. The first thing is our spiritualism. You know, spiritualism has nothing to do with religion. Spiritualism is to know yourself, understand your weaknesses, your strengths, and your relationship to the outside world, to others, and to the cosmos. And you know, that is the one missing, that's the one thing that we are losing in our system, and the Western education is looking for it now. And so that's something that we as teachers have to hold on to and pass on to the next generation. The ability to know yourself, the ability to understand yourself, the ability to relate yourself to others, which will bring in ethics and altruism. Because what are ethics and what is altruism? It is your relationship to the outside world, it's relationship to the other people around you. So despite all technology, despite whatever advances we make there, this communication of yourself with others will never go away. It can't go away. Because if it goes away, then you will have only robots to deal with. So that element of humanism will always remain. And in India we have it. It's been our tradition, and we should never ever let go of it. That's something that we must keep in mind. And most important, which will also never go away, is what I call the hug. That is your emotional contact with your students. Those of you who are teachers know that kids always need help in some way or the other. So you have to become the mentor that they need. So that's it. You have transformed, empower, achieve the culture of learning and values and the hug. And if you look at C and H, they are very strong in the Indian education system and something we should never get rid of. Today, it's all about sharing knowledge. You are equal partners in learning in the classroom. Because if you look at it, one learns so much from the children. If I am able to today sit and press this, I can tell you it's my students who have taught me. Because I remember telling my kids in class, look, these computers and all, something that I can't fathom at all. I mean, it's all double Dutch and Greek. So one day, two kids actually sat down in the classroom, they brought their laptop, and they said, ma'am, you have to learn, otherwise you'll become a fossil. So a classroom is a place for shared knowledge.